Satellite Cannon is one of those cards I never knew had such a long history in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. It's one of those cards that had a super delayed release in the US in an attempt to prevent some kind of power creep, but it ended up being released to little fanfare at all. The first instance of a card called Satellite Cannon was in the video game Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Duel Stories. While that was a popular early video game, this was one of those cards that didn't exist in real life at all, so you're excused if you don't remember it. Later, most fans will recognize the card's debut in the anime as a new card used by the Big Five's Lecter. You'll notice the stats of this card are completely different from the video game incarnation, and the artwork reflects more of a real-life satellite than the fantasy monster of the original. At this point, I'm inclined to say that they just recycled a common name, but it gets a little more interesting. About 5 months after the episode aired in Japan, the card was given an official OCG release as a promo card that came with Yu-Gi-Oh! Rechef of Destruction. Uncharacteristic of most anime cards, this was very authentic to how it was used in the show. Tying it back to the other Satellite Cannon from Dark Duel Stories, the real-life version of the card used an identical 8-digit password as the one in Dark Duel Stories, retroactively making these the same cards. Previously, there would be no way for players to know this information offhand since the physical card didn't even exist. But if you put in the Satellite Cannon made years after the game's release, you'll get the original Satellite Cannon. All the cards invented specifically for Dark Duel Stories were forgotten about after the Japanese-only sequel, Battle of Great Duelists. Satellite Cannon can be looked at as a rare exception because of the loophole of another similar card using the same name. For what it's worth, in Battle of Great Duelists, Satellite Cannon was changed to a 6-star monster instead of 5 because the level system was completely overhauled. Might touch on that at another time. Over in the US, Rechef of Destruction was released without Satellite Cannon as a promo in 2004. It was replaced with Dark Magician Knight, which makes sense because the rest of the cards were directly Dark Magician related. US fans had to wait more than 2 years to finally see a release of this card, and unfortunately it was only a limited release as an ultra rare in Champion Pack 1. A year later, in November of 2007, the card finally got a retail release in Dark Revelation 4. This set was only included in a larger bundle pack, so these cards in general are hard to get a hold of. Finally, in 2014, the Cyber Dragon Revolution structure deck reprinted Satellite Cannon as a common and made the card widely accessible to players. More than a decade late, but we finally got there.